Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I just want to give you an overall update on what I've been doing in the market. So what I'm doing with my long-term investments, what I'm doing with options trading, and then what I'm doing with my idle cash. So we'll go over my long-term portfolio. We'll go over a little bit about how I feel about options trading right now with the current market conditions, and we'll go over where I'm putting my cash to make sure that I'm still getting a yield on that money, even though it's not invested. So overall, just staying transparent, showing you some of the moves that I've been making, and make sure to stick around for where I'm putting my idle cash, because right now I'm returning about 3 to 4% on that cash, which is a pretty good yield in comparison to some other high yield savings accounts you guys may see online. So before we get into it, make sure to press that like button for me, subscribe to the channel for some future videos, and press the bell notification so you know every single time that I post on the channel. So as you guys probably know, the market has been taking a little bit of a hit lately, and of course, just like everyone else, my long-term portfolio is bleeding a little bit. Some of my tech stocks are getting hit the most. Some of my industrials, some of my Dow stocks that are heavy in the Dow are not doing as bad, and one of them, Home Depot, is doing fantastic. You guys may have seen Home Depot has been up almost 7 days in a row, maybe because of the hot real estate market, but overall, a great investment for me right now. It is very green, and I'm definitely enjoying it in the long term. So let's go ahead and flip over to the long-term portfolio and take a look at some of these investments and some of the bloody stuff that's going on in the long term. All right, guys, so we got the long-term portfolio pulled up. Here it is, $39,140. It was right around 42, 43, maybe 45 at its high after taking some of the money out of GameStop, that big win that I had on GameStop, which we'll talk about what I did with the money after we get to where I'm holding my cash. Overall, right now, sitting at about $39,140. Today was actually a green day, something I haven't seen in about 5 or 6 days. We've been losing money in this account for almost 5 to 6 straight days because of the market, because some of the heavy tech stocks that I have. So starting at the bottom, we can look at the red stuff first. We have Tesla, Palantir, Shopify, my Penn call for May. I'm still holding it because there's plenty of time, and I really like Penn for a comeback, but we are down on that right now. Apple, AMD, Netflix, and Peloton. Those are the stocks that I'm currently red on. So Peloton, not much in that one, but I am down about $40. The big guys are down here. Tesla, $868, so I'm currently down on that investment. I've been averaging up over time, and maybe I got a little bit carried away. But with this move down, my average is right around 727, so not too far off where the current price is, but I do have 10 shares. So if Tesla comes back, this should definitely help out the long-term portfolio. Definitely not selling Tesla shares. I can definitely withstand this loss that I'm currently having right now. And overall, this portfolio is for the long term, so everything that's unrealized losses, I'm really not too concerned about, because in 20, 30 years, if most of these stocks are not higher than where they are right now, then we probably have a bigger problem on our hands. So Tesla down right now. Palantir, another one that I really like. I have about 250 shares at an average cost of $25. So holding that one for the long term as well. Down about $671, about 10% right now. Shopify, have 3 shares of Shopify at $12.64. Currently down on that about $600 as well. Penn National options trade that I'm currently holding. We have Apple, AMD, Netflix, and Peloton. So for these ones that I'm currently down on, I'm currently waiting for the opportunity to add to these stocks. So I'm definitely going to average down to dollar cost average into these names a little bit more. What I'm waiting for is some type of bullish momentum on the market. Right now, I'm not too confident in putting my money back in these. I still have a good amount of money in these accounts or in these stocks, so I'm not too confident in putting even more into them at this current moment. My cash is sitting in this high yield savings account, and I'm waiting to move it over to E-Trade to start reinvesting into some of these stocks. I definitely do want to average down, and we'll look forward, and I'll definitely update you guys when I do. Some of the winners that we have here, we have J&J, which has been performing, not as exposed to the tech weakness that we've seen, so it's been holding up. JP Morgan holding up as well, up slightly, $7, nothing crazy, but you guys have seen that banks have been performing, and I definitely wanted to have some bank exposure in this long-term portfolio for the long run. QQQ up on that. Microsoft, even though it's been selling off a little bit, still up on that. Have a really nice average, about $224. Square, Disney, and here's the big one, Home Depot. So Home Depot, you guys may have seen, has been continuously going up, almost tapped $300. It's been crazy. A lot of real estate strength, which is probably driving this. Home builders reported yesterday. We had Lennar. I think we had KB Homes as well. Really saying how there's a lot of demand for homes. Their home building margins have been increasing, and I'm sure Home Depot is getting a pump because of that. So I really like Home Depot. Have about 7 shares, and I've been continuously getting those dividends. So I'm really happy. AbbVie, another one that took a recent dip, still holding it. I have about 17.5 shares at an average cost of 87. DraftKings, Snap, and Penn have continuously been some of my best investments this year. Actually, the last 2 years since I started this in April of 2020. So DraftKings up 66%, Snapchat 93%, and Penn National 68%. I wish I had a little bit more in these names because those are my outperformers. But overall, really good returns. About 1,000 on Penn, 800 on Snap, and 523 on DraftKings. So overall, not too bad. I'm definitely down slightly on these big, heavy tech stocks, but my plan is to average down into these names. And in the long run, I think I will be set. I think these names will come back. So overall, here's my long-term portfolio. And my plan from this point forward is when I think the time is right, I'm going to move my cash out of the high-yield savings account and put it into some of these names and average down on some of these heavy tech stocks. All right, guys, so the next thing that I want to go over is where I'm currently holding some of my cash. I'm getting about 3 to 4% on this cash in an app called Yotta. I'm going to pull it up on the screen and we can walk through what this app is. So here it is. You can see I have about $8,500 in this account. Every single week, I'm putting anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 into this account, slowly adding my balance. And I don't plan on touching this until I feel like there is a big opportunity in the market to maybe move some of this out and start investing in some stocks if we start to see, a return from some of these dips. So $8,500 is what I have in this right now. Now, for that $8,500, I get tickets. For the amount of money I have in this, I get a certain amount of tickets to a weekly lottery. So every single week, there is a lottery drawing. You get about, 7 numbers. If you match all 7 numbers, you can win a lot of money. So I'll actually quickly go into what you can win. That is right here. So here's the week's prizes. So if you hit all the numbers plus the Yotta ball, it's 10 million. If you hit 6 numbers, it's a Tesla. You win a Tesla. 5 numbers, Yotta ball, 10,000. 5 numbers, 3,000, and so on and so forth. I haven't hit more than about 3. I think I hit 4 numbers once, which was $7. So overall, you're getting this as a yield. This is your high yield interest plus a fixed 0.2% on your money. So you're getting 0.2% on your money plus any winnings that you may make from a weekly lottery. Now, for me personally, that is added up to over, I think, 3 to 4% in the last 2 months. So I'm going to go over to here, and here is my account summary. So February, 3.6%, and so far in March, month to date, 3.8%. So overall, about $19 in interest is how they call it. Now, how this interest is sort of paid out is that Yotta, instead of giving you the interest from the big banks, they group it together and they pay it out in a weekly lottery. They consider them lottery winnings. So every single week, I win a certain amount of money for the amount of tickets that I have. So you can see that's my balance summary, and that's just going up because I'm constantly adding to this account. So overall, right now I have 490 tickets, and you can see that these are the numbers that I've matched. So far this week, 16, 37, and 45 have been drawn. Every single day at 9 p.m., the numbers get drawn. And looking down at my tickets, my top ticket is this one at the top. I have 16 and 45. If I match 3, I win 15 cents per ticket. If I match 3 and the Yotta ball, I win 75 cents. So a good return. You have to think about this as a long-term interest. So every single week, if I match these numbers, I get an interest on the money in my account. So instead of giving a small percent from a debt or checking account, or even a 1 or 2% yield on a high yield savings account, right now I'm getting anywhere between 3 and recently I almost had a 4% yield in the month of March in this Yotta savings account. FDIC insured. It's a very safe app. It's just a different way of doing a high yield savings account, and I think it's quite interesting. You guys may have heard this from Graham Stephan. Graham Stephan is actually an investor in this company. He's actually, I think, I don't know if he's on the board, but he's an investor in this company because he really likes it. And I sort of picked it up from him, started using it after hearing about his insight on this company. and I really am enjoying it. It's quite interesting. You can refer friends. You can get a certain amount of tickets if you refer your friends. So if you guys have some people that may be interested, if you go up to the top right here, I've referred so far about 5 people. If I refer one more person, I get gold status. So gold status, $600 bonus tickets per week. It's 200 tickets per referral and a 5% extra tickets per week. So the more people I refer, the more people you refer. If you pick this up, you get more tickets and you have more chance of getting more yield on your money. So there's sort of a, no limit to the amount of yield you can get on your money. Whereas in a high yield savings account, you get a fixed 1 or 2% right now because of how low the interest rates are. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. If you guys have any questions on it, obviously look this up. Do your due diligence before putting any money in an app like this. But I've looked it up pretty extensively, and I really enjoy keeping my money in here instead of just sitting in a checking account or sitting in some really low high yield savings account. So right now, if you guys want to join, I'm going to put my link down below. It's a win-win. You get tickets, I get tickets, and you can always use your code for some of the friends that you have, and I'll make sure to link that down below in the description. So the last thing I want to touch on is my standing with some of my options trades. You guys may have noticed on the channel that you may not be seeing as many trades, and I'm sure if you're in the Discord chat, you've been seeing that as well. I haven't been taking many options trades. I don't love where the market is right now, and I don't like these large volatility swings that I've been seeing. I know some of you may say that this is a great time to take advantage of that volatility, but it's also a very risky time to take advantage of that volatility. If you're not perfect, if you're not spot on with your options trades, you can really get burned in a really quick amount of time. There are some big intraday moves, and if you're on the wrong side of that trade, which can be pretty easy to be done, you can lose a lot of money very fast. So for me personally, I'm a pretty passive investor. I don't like being too aggressive with my options trades. Options is not, I've talked about this many times on the channel. Options is not my number one. I'm not trying to get rich off trading options. It's not really my goal. I like to do it with a small amount of money because you can really turn that into a lot, especially when the market is in a good situation and sort of trending in either direction. But right now, we're not trending at all. We're chopping around sideways, and it's pretty difficult. If anything, right now, you should be selling premium and taking advantage of theta gang strategies. But for me personally, I haven't been taking many directional option plays. I'm taking a few swing trades off some really strong resistant levels, really strong support levels that you may have seen on the channel, like that Penn National trade that I'm currently holding. But scalping options right now is not really interesting me. I know you can make money doing it, and I'm not here to say that you can't make money scalping options right now. But for me personally, it's a little bit risky, and that's not really what I want to be doing with my money. So you may see a little bit of a slowdown in options trades on the channel. And, if the market comes back and we start to see a nice rally, I'll be the first one there to take advantage of it. But right now, I'm being conservative. I'm not putting too much money at risk because at the end of the day, even though I have a YouTube channel and even though there's some people in my Discord chat, my goal is not to, entice people to force trades, and I'm not going to provide, insight to anyone if I don't believe in it myself. So for me personally, if you've been watching the channel, my take on this current market situation is that I'm not really interested in trading options at this point right now. I'm interested in buying the dip with some stocks. I think that is a great opportunity, and I'm definitely going to be doing that myself. But trying to catch some of these intraday swings can be difficult, even though they can be very profitable. It's not really what I'm trying to do and trying to find, throughout the market day. I'm waiting for some future movement in the stock market. I'm waiting for this small rut that we're currently in to be over with. If we start to move up to the upside, I'll definitely take advantage and get back into my options trades. But right now, not my favorite time to be trading. And that's sort of my standing. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Long-term portfolio, waiting for the market to come back a little bit, getting ready to buy the dip with some of the cash that I have sitting. It's very important to have that cash. If you have a long-term portfolio and you're fully invested with no cash left over to buy the dips, it can be a little sticky situation. So I'm definitely holding that cash, waiting for a market opportunity. Options trades, waiting for this volatility to slow down. I know I can make money in this market, and I've definitely sort of seen opportunities throughout the day that I wish I would get into, but I'm sort of focusing on patience, focusing on when the market gets back to its normal standing. If we see that, that's when I want to jump back in with some options trades when we're definitely directionally biased in either direction. Number 3, the Yotta savings account. Again, if you want to check that out, there's going to be a link down below. Very interesting way to save money, very interesting way to make a yield on your money. So feel free to check that out. And of course, do your due diligence before putting any money into that app. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, press that like button for me. It'll really help out the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.